the Office of the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. Today is a big day because under the dynamic leadership of Mayor Muriel Bowser, we are celebrating a ribbon cutting for the third project to deliver here at St. Elizabeth's East. In 2008, we celebrated the opening of the Entertainment and Sports Arena, now the home of the 2019 WNBA champion Washington Mystics. In 2019, we celebrated the opening of the first affordable housing project, the residences at St. Elizabeth's East. And today, we are celebrating the completion of the new 801 East Men's Shelter. And in just a few weeks, we'll be back on the Red Lot to do a groundbreaking on February 17th for the new UHS GW Hospital. So please make sure to join us. The opening of this new shelter at St. Elizabeth's is just the latest way that we will continue to transform this site into a phenomenal place to live, work, and play. So just please stay tuned because there's more to come. Now join me in welcoming Philip Lee and the Goodfellas team.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Price. I'm the Senior Project Manager for Blue Sky Coakley Williams, and I've had the pleasure to be able to work with this great team as we built this shelter. As I take a few moments here, I want you guys to just look around. It feels like a beautiful Sunday morning, doesn't it? The sun is shining. Feels like a great day to be here. I wanted to leave this for a few words that we all want to be able to give back, and reach forward. So Philip Lee, who's part of our Good Fella program, is going to leave with a couple of words and what his experience has been here at the shelter.
Good afternoon. My name's Philip Lee. And I came through the shelter, and I read 0 on my card. I didn't have anything. They gave me an opportunity with this program. I came here as a laborer. Now I'm an electrician. You know. I have my own place now. All thanks for this program here. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome D.C. Finest, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thanks, Philip. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I am indeed very proud to welcome you today to St. Elizabeth's, as Latrina said, and to welcome you to a big part of the transformation of this campus, and that is the transformation of the men's shelter here at 801 East. And it should remind everybody of how important it is as a city, that when the city prospers, everybody prospers. And when the city has opportunity, that we expand that opportunity. And that means for everyone. That means for everyone. And when I think of where we've come from with the shelter that we will close to this new shelter, I know that we're making good on those promises that every person deserves a chance to get back on his feet, to have the services that they need, and to have the city support that transformation. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. When we first embarked on a series of very hard decisions about transforming our homeless services in the district, we knew that it would be difficult work, but we also knew that it was work that had to be done. They told me that we would not be able to close DC General Family Shelter. We all knew that it was a shelter that had no business serving families. We knew that every part of the city had to be a part of the solution. And as a result, we built smaller, more dignified family shelter across Washington, D.C., and driven down family homelessness by 73%. They told me it was going to hard to serve men, especially who needed a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, whatever chance. They needed an opportunity to get back on their feet and have safe and dignified housing. And it's true. This is a big, big first step in the work that we will do with men who need housing. But it is going to demonstrate, same principle, smaller, dignified, better services. People can get back on their feet and get the housing and the second chances that they deserved. And guess what else? When they have that opportunity to be in dignified housing, they can get on track and they can continue to be housed, because that's exactly what we're finding in the family system. There are 356 beds here who represent men who have all different kinds of needs. Part of the building will be low barrier shelter, and that's exactly what it is. It's for shelter with not many questions asked for DC residents who need it. Men who stay at the low barrier shelter can go on to the brand new day center that you're going to see, the first day center east of the river. And in 2019, you will remember we opened the beautiful downtown day center, and now we'll have a beautiful day center right here in Ward 8. It will be a place where men can come, get connected to services, take care of their personal needs like laundry, a haircut, or to just warm up and be and connect with their neighbors. In another part of the building, we will have beds for seniors and men who require medical attention. In another part of the building, we have beds for men who are working so that their schedules require a different type of program than what the low barrier part of the building will offer. And so when we put all these pieces together, when we treat people with dignity, when we meet them where they are, we can achieve what we set out to do. And that is to make homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring. And I know you can get with that, DC, can't you? Can we not live up to that commitment? I know we can, with the investments that we have made and will continue to make, and with your help to help us make tough decisions. So with that, I want to congratulate our entire teams that have been working so hard on transforming our homeless system, and especially this project. Our Interagency Council on Homelessness, our Department of Human Services, our Department of General Services, who's going to talk to you about how we got this building built, our taxpayers who have allowed us to make very significant investments in Homeward DC 2.0. That is going to get us to exactly where we need to be. So with that, I want to introduce our director for DHS, Laura Zeilinger.
Thank you, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I just want to start with a few acknowledgments, because when I don't start with them, I always kick myself later that I forgot to thank so many people. I want to congratulate the Goodfellas team. We heard from Philip, there's Cedric, Eric, Eugene, all who now have a home of their own and have gone on to permanent employment. And our partners at Department of Employment Services, who worked for managing the training program that would support that transition out of homelessness for our residents. You heard from the amazing Barbara Price at Coakley Williams, who also led that team and has done an absolute phenomenal job with, and as you see this space, you will understand her together with Blue Sky attention to detail. The mayor acknowledged our Interagency Council on Homelessness, who's been just absolutely involved from the beginning, our partners at the Community Partnership, Catholic Charities, Community Connections, and I want to also acknowledge our agency partners, our Deputy Mayor Turnage from for Health and Human Services, and the phenomenal team at DHS, our FSA team led by Rachel Pierre, our Capital Operations team led by Lisa Franklin. I have the good fortune not only to lead really the most amazing group of professionals in DC government, but work for an amazing mayor. And today is a day we've been looking forward to for a long time, and actually 7 years today for me personally. While this is not about me, it is actually my anniversary of when I started at DHS. So thank you, Mayor, for this amazing anniversary gift. It was, when I started my position, I stepped down from leading the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness to join Mayor Bowser's administration, because then the mayor-elect shared with me that closing the opportunity gap was her utmost priority, and that she understood that people needed the foundation of a home in order to achieve their well-being and for that to happen. And I could not pass up the opportunity to be part of realizing that vision, and I have been honored every single day to serve under the leadership of this mayor. During my tenure at USICH, I got to meet a lot of mayors and leaders, and I can tell you it's one thing to make a commitment to improving the homeless services system in your city, or to ending homelessness for a group, which is also huge, like veterans. But I'm here to tell you that our mayor's in a league of her own, because she's made it her mission and is doing what it takes to make homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring in the District of Columbia. All subpopulations, ages, family sizes, everybody in our city deserves the dignity of a home, and it takes really courageous leadership to do what it is happening here across government. We know homelessness is a function of poverty and as a result of systems of oppression, and it's clear in today's reality of who experiences homelessness and who does not. And therefore, we will not fix this overnight, but we know we can, and therefore we must recreate, completely transform our systems differently to live in our values. Mayor Bowser didn't start or stop with putting a wrecking ball into DC General or into the 801 East Shelter soon, but yes, we did close DC General, but what we created, what we transformed, not just reformed, but transformed, is a system of care where families can get the help they need without coming into shelter, and when they do need shelter, they are welcomed into safe, beautiful spaces by program staff who support them to regain housing in 90 days. It's through this systems level work that we have fewer families experiencing homelessness in shelter today than were in DC General alone. The single adult system is larger and more complex. We are similarly focused on all aspects of that system, and today is a critical milestone of what we're doing in emergency shelter for our single adults. Together with the district's ICH, we centered the voices of our residents in prioritizing the design requirements of this shelter, with an eye for safety, wellness, dignity, and a path to permanent housing. Our partners at DGS worked with Weinkeck Associate Architects and Planners to take those design requirements and bring them to life in this building, and you will see that with tons of natural light, amazing vistas. There are hundreds of features, big and small, that make a difference throughout this space. It may seem like a simple or small thing that there's a place for queuing up inside, but for those who've had to stand in the cold, the rain, or the extreme heat waiting for a bed, it's a night and day difference to walk straight into a space that you're welcomed in and can be comfortable. Instead of huge rooms with lots of bunk beds, and we have replaced that with multiple floors, smaller dorms, and no bunk beds. Each bed is equipped minimally with a personal nightstand, an electric outlet where guests can charge their phones, and their own spaces for storing their belongings. Additional amenities include laundry rooms, commercial kitchen, medical care, computer room, places for people to get a haircut, and all available for our guests to use. So it's not just the container that's changing, but the program as part of a system transformation. There are differentiated programs to meet the diverse needs of all who come in. Services are trauma-informed and housing-focused. I could not be more honored to share this day with you, to begin my 8th year serving my community and working for a mayor that recognizes that the people who come into this building are worth it, they are enough, they are deserving, and a mayor has the courage to act on that conviction. And with that, I will introduce my colleague from the Department of General Services, Director Keith Anderson. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Director Zeilinger, for your continued partnership and the work that you and your team do every day to make homelessness rare, brief, and non-reoccurring. Again, welcome, Madam Mayor, Director Owens, and special guests. I am Keith Anderson, the Director of the Department of General Services, and I must say that I am pleased to present one of the first major shelter redevelopment projects in the district for adult men right here on the St. Elizabeth's East Campus. There are many projects in the pipeline and new developments in the pipeline, quite frankly, for this campus. However, this DGS project is quite special. It is the premier shelter that combines a wide range of services under one roof to support the transition of single men toward a better life. Additionally, it is one of the first major ground-up residential projects at St. Elizabeth's to be completed. Our team felt the importance of getting this job done and getting the job done well. Throughout the life of this historic and life-changing project and an endeavor, it has been a pleasure. At DGS, when we perform construction on our modernization work, we know we are creating new spaces that will enhance a person's experience as they walk through the new building. The 801 East Men's Shelter will be reshaping entire lives and creating pathways to stronger futures. We are very, very proud of this project. I want to thank the architects, Weinkeck Associates, for designing a community-integrated space that supports healthy living. This design-build project features a 396-bed capacity, a multi-purpose room, a daycare, health clinic, and a large kitchen that can be used for culinary learning. There is also a green roof with seating. This facility encourages this change for new opportunity and more importantly, has been built to gold LEED standards. Mayor Bowser, I'm pleased to report that 30 certified business enterprises worked on this project, as well as 280 district residents. I want to thank you to the construction joint venture of Blue Sky Construction and Coakley Williams, and I want to give a very special thank you to Blue Sky Construction and Coakley Williams for the work that you did with the employment services, creating a job training program for this site. From your work, the Goodfellas work crew was created. This hard-working group of men lived at the pre-existing shelter and chose to train and then work alongside the DGS team to build the new shelter. I cannot be prouder of their efforts. Some of them are right now bringing their skills and are continuing to work with DGS with the modernization of Smothers Elementary School in Ward 7. So the work continues. I must thank you, Mayor Bowser, for always thinking of ways to uplift our most vulnerable residents and your trust in DGS to help make these changes come to fruition. Finally, I want to thank my capital construction team for seeing this project through. Tiffany Moore, Deputy Director and Executive Program Manager, Osei Headley, thank you for your team and your commitment to dedication to this project. I also want to say a special thank you to Sandy Bellamy, who runs our Percent for Art program here at DGS, who was responsible for all the artwork that you see inside the building. The goal for the artwork was to be uplifting, inspiring, and to make the building welcoming. And you've done a great job, Sandy. Thank you. With that, thank you, everyone.
I love to see all those long-serving DC government directors. Aren't they excellent? Keith, how many years do you have? 19 years with DC government? Fantastic. Longevity has its place, as they say. So we're celebrating. You can see we're in a good mood. And we're going to be able to see a very beautiful building. And I invite everybody who can to take a look because that's the caliber of work that we expect. And it's very intentionally built. You're going to hear that a lot from the human services professionals because sometimes we've just used old buildings for our shelter facilities that were built for another purpose. And when you can build with intention, you're more likely to get the results that you want. So thank you to everybody for that. So before we cut the ribbon, I'm going to take a few press questions and a few, if there are any community questions, I'll take those too. Questions? Questions?
I have off-topic question. Is that?
Let me see if there are any on-topic first. Yes. The various kind of layout of the building. Well, I already talked about the different uses that are here. There's a day center, shelter, and also other training aspects to the facility. When you get in, it'll start to make more sense, and I'll make sure the design team can walk with you. Yes. Any other questions? Yes. The DC General Hospital will be demolished, if it's not already demolished. It's already demolished. You had me wondering there for a second. Okay. Thanks, Keith. Keith is relieved, as I am. Okay. All right. Any other press questions? Yes, Sam.
It's definitely gone. I was over
Okay.
there. Mayor, I have to ask you about, there was a police officer shot here in the city last night.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious about your reaction to that.
Oh, well, our officer was released as well, and is in good condition. Our officers were responding to a set of suspicious circumstances where someone opened fire on them and shot our officer. And so we and the police will release more detailed information about the event and who we're looking for.
Also yesterday, right near the Capitol, former council member Harold Brazil's wife, I understand, was walking from her car to her home when she was carjacked. We had a council candidate carjacked at gunpoint last week ago Saturday, and I don't know, it just seems like it's just, it happens, but it just seems like it's really out of control. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, carjacking is a very serious crime, and sometimes it is minimized because people say it's young people who are joyriding or doing something for fun, and there's nothing fun about it, especially when weapons are involved. And it's nothing fun about the police finding who's doing these robberies, these carjackings, and them not being fully prosecuted to the extent of the law. So last year, MPD, as you know, convened a task force with our neighbors, the jurisdictions that surround us, because we have found that this is a crime, that there's a lot of crossing borders involved. So MPD will continue to work with our jurisdictional partners, and we will determine who's doing this. So we just continue to ask residents to be aware of their surroundings and provide us any camera videos that they have so that we can find the culprits. Any other questions? All right, let's cut the ribbon.
I'll try to help these games out. We're good on the interpreter.
Mr. Wiggins,
Yeah.
come back with us on the face. Sure. Thank you.
Hey, camera guy.
Roy, you want my chair? Test cake. Hold it down. Hold it down. Good. Everybody good? Back side.
Okay,
All right,
on
come on.
the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo!